Did you know that in Cyberpunk 2077, the women from the Japanese pop band use fake accents and broken English as part of their brand?
These should be in our next door video.
However, in private, it's revealed they're actually American.
Keep your eyes peeled for anyone lurking around, watching me, spying on me from above, whatever.
Did you know that in Fallout New Vegas, if you choose to nuke an area of the game and then visit it afterwards, you can find nuclear shadows left behind from people killed in the blast? Did you know that in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the Nintendo Switch shown in your room will actually mimic the controller colors that you're currently using? Did you know that in Super Mario 64, the audio of the Endless Stairs is a modified Shepard scale, which is an auditory illusion where the audio is looping but the pitch seems to continually rise? Did you know that in Silent Hill 2, on a replay of the game after completing all 3 normal endings, a key will spawn in the doghouse west of Jack's Inn. The key opens a door at the game's final hotel location, revealing a Shiba Inu dog controlling everything that's happened in the game. Did you know that in Soma, during Theta Labs, Simon is caught by a creature named Icarus that puts you into a dream state where you're able to see your girlfriend Ashley facing away from you. If you cheat the game with a free cam program during this cutscene, you can see the other side of Ashley's face is covered in maggots. This dream sequence was originally meant to reveal her face but was cut. Did you know that in Doom Eternal, while wearing the classic Doom skin, you can see some brutal scars on your left forearm which correlate to where a demon grabbed the classic Doom guy's arm in the original 1993 artwork? Did you know that in Cyberpunk 2077, during the Corpo prologue, you can eavesdrop on some Arasaka agents in a conference room who will promptly darken the windows once they see you spying? Did you know that in Max Payne 3, when shooting a gun near an escalator, you can accurately hear the bullet casings drop down each step? Did you know that in Kirby and the Forgotten Land, there's a secret path on the Battle of Blizzard Bridge that, once climbed, you will be awarded a chest? The chest is a distraction though, as there is an opened window nearby. If you jump through the window, you can find a warp star that begins a hard mode of the whole level, spawning 2 bosses whenever there's meant to be one, smaller platforms throughout the level, and shorter timed sections as well as special harder mechanics to certain power-ups. Did you know that in Halo 3, if you set the date on the Xbox to December 25th of any year, holding down both thumbsticks while loading into any campaign mission will reveal a message on the main menu stating "Happy Birthday Lauren," Lauren being the wife of Bungie programmer Adrian Perez. Did you know that in Sonic Frontiers, there are portals throughout the game that lead you to Big the Cat's fishing holes, where you can fish up references to classic Sonic games including springs, star posts, and gold plates? Did you know that in God of War Ragnarok, when first meeting him, Ratatoska will explain that ringing his chimes placed throughout the game will call on him to assist you. However, if you ring the chimes multiple times in a row, he'll become angry.
I see. You're deliberately attempting to push me into some sort of emotional outburst, aren't you? Well, I'm not so easily swayed, my good man. Stop with the stupid chime! Oh dear. I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from.
Did you know that in The Sims 2, on the DS version, if you alter the system's clock, the game will detect the change and call you a time-traveling cheater. You'll also receive a unique cutscene of aliens invading your town. Did you know that in Bayonetta 3, your shadow will change depending on your equipped weapon as to reflect the demon associated with it? Did you know that in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, if you climb to the top of the chimney in Link's house, you have a clear line of sight to all 4 divine beasts? Did you know that in Overwatch 2, during the Junkenstein's Revenge Halloween event, there's a portrait of a dog hung up in the second last room of the castle? Facing the portrait and emoting hello or thanks will cause the dog to bark.
Thanks.
Did you know that in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, when fighting against human enemies, Noah can be seen flipping his sword over to its blunt side as he is shown to be a pacifist and does not wish to kill these mind-controlled enemies? Did you know that in Dead by Daylight, on the Yamaoka estate, looking away from the statues found around the base of the temple and looking back will reveal they have rotated in your direction, staring at you? Did you know that in Death Stranding, when angling your camera behind a transparent wall, the game's sound will become extremely muffled? Did you know that in Sniper Elite 5, there is some dialogue between German spy candidates that mentions the different way Germans and Americans portray the number 3 on their fingers when ordering beer? This is a reference to the bar scene in Inglourious Bastards, which got some American spies found out and killed.
Drei Gläser.
Did you know that in Fallout, if you type boom during the end credits of the game, an animation of a man's head exploding will pop up? The man is Tim Kaine, the original creator of the Fallout series. Did you know that in Guilty Gear Strive, when playing Happy Chaos, your round victory animation can differ depending on which input you're holding down? Holding P will make him drop the gun, holding K will cause him to shoot himself in the foot, holding S will spawn multiple guns out of the holster, and holding HS will make him successfully complete his gun trick. Did you know that in Assassin's Creed 2, during the Assassin's Creed 1 flashback, Altair is unable to fast climb as quickly as Ezio is throughout the rest of the game? This is because the ability to fast climb while holding a button was only implemented in the second game. Did you know that in Mass Effect 2, while ordering a drink from a bar, your character will comment on the odd green coloring of the alcohol? This is a reference to Star Trek, in which there is the same confusion to green alcohol.
It's green?
What is it? It is green.
Did you know that in Civilization 4, when you enter the modern era, you were shown a Soren branded watch displaying a time of 5:23? This is a reference to Soren Johnson, the lead designer for the game, who was born on May 23rd. Did you know that in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, if you're accurate enough, shooting a grenade in mid-air will cause it to change course? With even more accuracy, you can recreate this with the baseball bat weapon. Did you know that in Batman Arkham Knight, shooting a remote electrical charge at a parked car will cause it to power on? Did you know that in Grand Theft Auto 4, while hiding from the cops, there's a rare chance that a biker NPC will become panicked and also hide from them? Did you know that in Far Cry 6, during stormy weather, enemies and helicopters can sometimes be shot down by lightning? Did you know that in Grounded, there's a hidden cave in this section of the map that has rows of ant heads propped up on sticks, as well as a spider made from ant bits and human bones? This is a reference to the forest, recreating the gruesome human effigies you can craft and the heads on sticks commonly seen around the cannibals' camps. Did you know that in Red Dead Redemption 2, for the mission A Fine Night of Debauchery, the color of Arthur's suit changes depending on the player's honor level at the time, a blood red for low honor and a royal blue for high honor. Did you know that in Undertale, on the PlayStation 4, there's a doorway opening under Papyrus's sink that takes you to a dog's shrine where random items will be added to the room each time you donate gold? Did you know that in Cyberpunk 2077, at the beginning of Act 2, you were given a side job to track down some rogue AI taxi drivers? One of those taxi drivers in Coast View has a familiar voice.
Well, you found me. Congratulations.
I hope you brought something stronger than a portal gun this time. Otherwise, I'm afraid you're about to become the immediate past president of the Being Alive Club.
Did you know that in Team Fortress 2, on the map CP Snowplow, if you enable no clipping and fly off the map towards a skyline, you're able to see a payload bomb being carried by a flock of pigeons, referencing an extremely popular Source filmmaker video called End of the Line? Did you know that in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle Royale, the animations for Okuyasu's special moves change depending on what side he's on, unlike the usual mirrored animations fighting games use? This is because his attacks need to be performed with his stand's right hand for it to function. Did you know that in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, after settling the dispute around an artist shaving someone's horse to make brushes, a hairless horse will spawn in the stables? Unfortunately, you can't keep them permanently. Did you know that in Alien Isolation, while talking to a guard during a scripted scene, you're able to pull out your motion detector, which shows the alien's movements as it comes to kill the guard? Did you know that in Overwatch 2, on the Rio Mission map, there's a section that contains a set of an old popular Mexican sitcom called El Chavo del Ocho, which is quite popular in Brazil? Did you know that in Deathloop, your melee kicking animation, when aimed high enough, will ring the doorbells of apartments? Did you know that in Saints Row 2, in the Stillwater Caverns gift shop, you are able to purchase a map that reveals a section of the caves titled the Ghost Room? True to its name, once entering this room, you're able to hear eerie breathing that isn't present in the rest of the cavern. Did you know that in Far Cry 5, there's a short sewer tunnel around this location of the map, which has a suspicious looking red balloon near one of the tunnel entrances, referencing the loving clown from It? Did you know that in Grand Theft Auto 5, during the introduction mission of the storyline, once given control of the getaway car, if you veer off the road right before the guardrail at the bridge and drive across the frozen lake, getting out under the bridge and looking down into the lake will reveal an alien frozen under the water? Did you know that in Stray, you can find QR codes throughout the game that take you to the game's game's website. Did you know that in League of Legends, there are multiple hidden passives in the game that can have minor benefits depending on certain interactions? Nunu drops 2 souls for Thresh and Senna, Leona's passive deals 1 less damage against enemies wearing sunglasses, and Fizz will remove Yordle corpses if killed with his ultimate. Did you know that in Project Zomboid, on the main menu screen, you'll see a man embracing a woman on the floor in a barricaded room? These 2 characters are a reference to early versions of the game, where you would play as the man, Bob, assisting the woman, Kate, with an injured leg. If you watch the main menu screen long enough, you see the unfortunate ending for these 2 characters. Did you know that in Dying Light 2, during the start of the game, when inspecting an abandoned house with Spike, you'll come across a grand piano. If you wait in the room long enough, Spike will start playing some tunes, including the main menu music from the first Dying Light game. Did you know that in Yakuza 5, Shinada, a former pro baseball player, will not use bats as weapons out of his respect for the sport? Did you know that in Pokemon Fire Red, you can find berries without needing an item finder by looking for a special mark on the ground? Did you know that in Left 4 Dead 2, while they're idle, the clown infected will spray water from their flower prop? Did you know that in Animal Crossing New Horizons, if you're watching a TV at 3:33 AM on a Saturday, you'll tune into a creepy alien broadcast which ends at 3:34 AM? Did you know that in The Last of Us Part 1, if Joel walks on a set of scales in an abandoned house, the scales will actually work, revealing he weighs 200 pounds?